everyone, and welcome to yet another Schmeat video. Big news out of Charlotte, and we usually don't get players on a 10-day contract, so it's pretty exciting that we do get Isaiah Thomas, and you guys can probably guess that by the title of this video. The Hornets sign Isaiah Thomas to a 10-day contract. Now, to the naked eye, this sounds like a great opportunity for Isaiah Thomas. It sounds like he's going to find his home in Charlotte. But just following along with Isaiah Thomas for these last two seasons, it's kind of weird. He's been getting these 10-day contracts. He has a great one or two games with them, and then he gets cut after 10 days. And this was especially the case. What I'm trying to remember back to was his time in New Orleans, where the first game he played, he put up major minutes. He played major minutes for them, and he was pretty productive, which begged the question: are they going to sign him for the rest of the season? They didn't. They ended up cutting him after 10 days. So first things first, it's going to be interesting what the Hornets do, because I was going to make a video dedicated to James Bouknight and how he's kind of putting out these cryptic messages on Instagram about how he wants more playing time, about how he's not happy with the Hornets' time management with him. I guess he's been bounced around with the G League and with our NBA team, and yes, he's been killing it in the G League, but he has to remember that we have our franchise guy playing the same position as him, and we have arguably our second best guy on the team, Terry Rozier, playing in a guard spot. So I'm not really sure where he sees his minutes coming from, and obviously with PJ Washington being a consistent player for us off the bench. We have Kelly Oubre being a consistent player for us off the bench. Montrezl Harrell, who we just brought in, that's very, very good. I should make his own video. But I'm not really sure with James Bouknight what his deal is. Obviously, he feels like he should play. And I know a game that LaMelo and a lot of our stars were out with COVID, he really shined. But regardless, the main how this all ties together is, Isaiah Thomas coming in here. That might mess with James Bouknight's ego a little bit more. They're bringing in a older guy, a guy in the G League that maybe James Bouknight played against. I'm not sure. The G League schedule, I'm not familiar with that. But they're bringing in a G League guy in Isaiah Thomas to play that backup point guard position for at least 10 days. Minutes that could go to James Bouknight. So that's the first thing that I thought of when Isaiah Thomas reportedly signed with the Hornets for 10 days, is that James Bouknight, his ego, his status with the Hornets might be damaged. And I feel like it's already damaged if he's posting cryptic things, quotes from songs on Instagram to his Instagram story. It's just very interesting with James Bouknight and his ego coming out of UConn. I'm not sure what he expected. I'm not sure. And obviously, if you give him major minutes and he produces in an NBA game, obviously he feels like he can do that over a stretch of NBA games. So I get where James Bouknight is coming from, but he does have to realize his place on the Charlotte Hornets. Point number two is that it's for 10 days. Isaiah Thomas is here for 10 days. Let's not get ahead of ourselves as Hornets fans. I saw a tweet on Twitter that was pretty funny, and it was like, I think Shams tweeted it out, and that the Charlotte Hornets are signing Isaiah Thomas, and then it was a quote tweet, and it said, "This is the rim protection we need," which I guess was pretty funny. But it begs the question: why Isaiah Thomas? Why not a free agent big man? Because Mason Plumlee can only, obviously he's had a good stretch of games. I'm not saying Mason Plumlee's a bum like Cody Zeller was, or like Bismack Biyombo was, which I should make a video on a lot of things, because Bismack Biyombo is having a resurgence in Phoenix right now, which is a little bit crazy. I haven't heard the same about Cody Zeller in Portland. But regardless, why not use that free agent signing? Why not use that 10-day to sign Boogie Cousins when he was a free agent before the Nuggets picked him up? Why couldn't we sign someone with more rim protection? And obviously we bring in Montrezl Harrell for our backup point guard, and for Vernon Carey Jr., who we don't really need. But he's only 6'7", so obviously we still need a rim protector, and Isaiah Thomas is not at all. He's the exact opposite of a rim protector. He's 5'9". But it's very interesting. And obviously, obviously, this is a 10-day contract, and it's only worth talking about because it's Isaiah Thomas. We know his pedigree. We know what he did in Boston. And yes, that was how many years ago? 6 years ago now, 5 years ago now, which is just crazy to think about. And yes, it's not that far removed, but he's shown that he can't last through a 10 days. So I don't know why I feel like I should make this video, because I know after 10 days, more likely than not, he's probably not going to be on our team, because we do have a James Bouknight just chilling in the G League for us, which is really interesting. I know I'm going back to this point, but that's really interesting that we bring Isaiah Thomas in when we have James Bouknight. We drafted him with I believe the 11th or 12th overall pick. It's just interesting why the Hornets organization chose to do that, because they know he's already posting stuff on Instagram and he's already doing this and that. So, yes, I made a video about Isaiah Thomas signing a 10-day with the Hornets. Sue me. But let's say best case scenario for Isaiah Thomas and for our team. He provides quality minutes off the bench, and unlike his times in maybe Los Angeles or in New Orleans, we sign him for the rest of the year. That's best case scenario for Isaiah Thomas. Say he's giving us great quality minutes. He's kind of that Malik Monk off the bench at the guard position, at the wing position, I guess, for us off the bench, where he's just a catch and shoot guy, makes threes, drives to the basket, kicks out for threes. That's best case scenario, and obviously in the playoffs, he can, I guess, be the only player on our team that has valuable playoff experience. I know Montrezl Harrell with the Clippers has some. Who else? Mason Plumlee with the Nuggets, maybe. Kelly Oubre, I guess, with that plan with the Warriors, but I'm thinking of Kelly Oubre's career, and I don't think he was with the Suns when they were really bad. So I guess Isaiah Thomas has the most playoff experience, going to the Eastern Conference Finals against LeBron in 2015 or 16 or 17. So that's best case scenario, is he balls out for us as a backup point guard, and he gives us valuable playoff experience. So that's all I expect from Isaiah Thomas. That's best case scenario. Worst case scenario, he puts up 10 shots. He makes 2 shots in his first game, and after 10 days, we don't sign him again. I guess that's the 2 scenarios I think about, and that's it for me. Thanks for watching, guys.